What's going on, everybody? This is Island Hopper TV coming to you from Brussels, Belgium. We are going to head down this road towards the Grand Palace and some of the other main attractions in Brussels. It is very chilly today. It is March 31st, and for whatever reason, there's a cold front in town, outside of my control. But yeah, I might need to get some cold weather clothes, because tomorrow they say it might snow. Just a couple things to know about Brussels. One of the cool things about arriving in Brussels was they have the Channel metro, which means it goes to the UK, I believe. It said under the Channel. That happens here in Belgium, here in Brussels. But another thing that I found to be interesting was that, did you know that Brussels is the capital of Europe? So this is the capital city, essentially, of the European Union. Kind of cool to know that, right? So, as with the Netherlands, they have these trams. Yep, trams everywhere. Bikes, little go-peds, mopeds, whatever you want to call them. Lots of foot traffic. And as you saw in my Rotterdam guide and Amsterdam guide, you got to be aware of foot traffic or drivers. It's a bit of an organized chaos. Hey, the sun is coming out. I never thought I would say it. Today, we're seeing the sun. It's amazing. Right off the bat is Belgian beer. It's a big thing. Belgian mugs that they drink the beer out of are very thick. And the languages they speak here are between Dutch and French, because they're smack dab right in the middle of Holland, the Netherlands, and France. All right, so now we will cruise towards the palace. All right, we are crossing Avenue de la Torsen. Hope I said that correctly. If I didn't, please correct me in the comments. So we are headed over towards one of the parks. Got lots of construction going on. Last time I was in the EU, they had a lot of construction, so it's just like many of the major monuments were under renovation. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's still lots of construction going on. Europe is modernizing. They're bringing in the skyscrapers. Asia and the North American continent are not the only ones with skyscrapers now. Europe is bringing them. Sure, it would be probably better if I took a tram, considering it's so cold. But did you know that Brussels and Belgium in general is considered one of the safest places on earth? So it's a safe place. You can visit safely. Here comes the sun. What's that? Man, they got lots of high-end stores. Louis Vuitton. Very French style. And don't forget, if you guys are enjoying this tour, smash the like button. Alright, there's going to be a big tower coming up around this bend here. Belgium sits in a very unique special place in Europe because of its location and proximity to the UK. Also, kind of the Straits of Gibraltar of the Baltic, I guess you could say it, or the North Sea. You know, it just sits right up there at the tip of northwestern mainland Europe. It's gonna be like a river, I think, coming up over here. So this big building that you see in front of me that's under construction is the Palace of Justice. This whole main court area. Well, I was hoping Europe in the spring wouldn't be too cold. But the hope has turned to frozen reality. The Parque de Egmont, but this is also the Notre Dame. Not the famous Notre Dame, but it does carry the name. But let's check out this really nice Parque de Egmont. Okay. These tulips. I got tulips here in Brussels. Very nice. Someone's drumming. Right, Egmont. Who are these fine, distinguished gentlemen? Philip de Marnix, Abraham Ortelius, Bernard van Orly. There's a hotel called The Hotel. You want to stay right next to this place? Le Palais de Egmont. Alright. So we shall go back through here. Now we'll go to the Palace of Brussels. So when it comes to transportation, they do have these buses here, and you can just use your camera phone to get the app or get the information, that QR code. That's the museum, Schoonkunsten van België. It's an art museum. Kunstberg. It's the Reckenhof. So it's so interesting because they mix Dutch and French. You know, if there was ever a city that reminded me of Montreal in Europe, Brussels is like the most Montreal city. It's not Paris. Paris and Montreal don't really remind each other, although both have rivers. But Belgium definitely. This is Hotel Gutenberg. Yeah, this definitely reminds me a bit of Montreal. Guess I need to go back there. So here is the Palace of Belgium. Next up, we're going to head over to the Grand Palace. What a great place, huh? So apparently these push button do not work. So I'm trying to get this thing to work so that I can get right over here. Some of you might have known what I just did right there. Alright, let's see here. Alright. Back on the road again. We're going to the Grand Place. It's like got the most reviews on Google. So it's got to be something special, right? Wijngutter. Very interesting contraption. So far, let's talk about the pros and cons of visiting Europe. A pro would be the hotel beds are more comfortable. A con would be it's cold. And it's cold for a long time. So the pro would be there's not a lot of humidity, especially here in the north. So when you sleep, it's comfortable. It's not like sleeping when you're in the Caribbean or in Florida, like where I was before. So it's a comfortable night's sleep, really. The food is probably a pro. A con would be, I feel a bit, you know, like a fish out of water. Like a definite total tourist here. Like, I've noticed I'm like one of the only people that wear hats. Also, my general clothes style is different. So, you know, it just humbles you a little bit, which is fine with me. I'm just saying that it's not ideal to be a fish out of water in that situation, but on the pro side, it's eye-opening. Definitely eye-opening. So let's see here. Let's keep going. Galerie Ravenstein right here. This is a big gallery, huh? Let's go down here and see what's going on. I think it's going to lead me out the other side if I chose to go down there, but I'm actually going to the Grand Palace. And in case some of you guys are wondering about that temperature here on March 31st, it's about 40 degrees at peak temperature. So it obviously gets colder from there. That's just the high today. Wow. Looks like they got some nice gardens over here again. That's the cool thing about spring flowers. Look at that clock. Great clock. So far the people seem friendly. That's fun. Fun. Is that music to your ears? All right, we are coming up towards the Grand Place. I'm walking a lot around this town. It's bigger than I thought. I would say it's probably bigger than Amsterdam in terms of scale of land mass, but in terms of population, I think it's only got 170,000 people who actually live here, so it's really not that big of a city. But if you include the metro area, it's just over 1 million. I gotta figure out where I'm at. Oh, Grand Palace, Grand Place, Marque. That's Brussels Central. That's a gate. Oh, there's the Hilton. Another one of the Hiltons. And we are headed down there. Very nice town. I'm really enjoying Brussels. It's very scenic. And I haven't even had my Belgian beer yet. Which is coming. It's just so cold, my gosh. Why did it have to be cold today? The one day I make it to Belgium. Or the first day I get here to Brussels. And it's cold. I've been here before, but passing through with the train. I definitely understand the French-Dutch fusion now. Because it's definitely French and Dutch. You know, I read somewhere a while back that the Spanish were also coming here. Because remember, there was a big maritime renaissance where people were doing lots of exploration. The Dutch were, the Spanish were. Not so much the French. The French were doing it, but not quite like the British, the Dutch, the Spanish, even the Italians, the Portuguese. You never really hear too much about the Belgian side of the story, but I'd imagine that was probably like a little bit of the Dutch. Yeah, no? Novotel? Look at all this. Alright. Getting closer to Grand Place. Really nice here. Sometimes I like to let you guys just hear what's going on around. And you can see, oh my gosh, I'm freezing. My face is frozen, man. Here we go. Now we're coming up on the Grand Palace. Grand Place. I keep calling it Grand Palace, but it's a place. We finally made it. The big ticket in town. See why this is a big ticket in town. Really spectacular, man. It's like in Venice. That one, Palacio. Venice is special. Wow, man. Kind of like some sort of walkway underneath there. Let's see, where can I get a beer? Is that La Rose Blanche open? Aren't you guys surprised I haven't had a beer and it's already 4 o'clock? I know I am. Oh, look, they got tours. Besides my walking tour, you can actually do a professional local guided tour. There you go. You gotta look it up. I'm hoping this place is open, but the fact that no one's there is a bit concerning. Let's see. Why is there no one here? Well, I can understand why they're not inside or outside. Let's see. And this is called a Grimbergen Blonde. All right, So now we are headed over towards this area called the Arcade. Look at this beautiful city here.
Hey, be careful of the jacket.
Just had that nice beer. Put me in a good mood. Brussels is just one of those cities that just keeps getting better with time. Hey, hello. Up here in northwestern Europe, such great variety. So I am now in this Galeria arcade here, and we are going to walk it. Now they got quiches. We know the French love their quiche. For breakfast, lunch, dinner, quiche and coffee, as the French would do. Simply amazing. Simply amazing. Galerie du Roi, that's the name here. Yes, I would say that so far it's been one of those places that just keeps getting better with time. Ooh, you can hear the subway system. So it's an arcade. Wow, man. Great city. Action-packed. 24 to 48 hours in Brussels. Totally justified. I mean, I like Rotterdam, but Brussels is really doing it for me. This is St. Michael. That's a heck of a cathedral. It's an incredible cathedral. I don't know if this camera is doing it quite justice. You guys know that this is the capital of Europe, the headquarters of the EU.